Good day, everybody. Welcome to Valley Homes on TV. I'm Todd Flesner, your co-host, along with Debbie Giordano.
Hi, Todd. How are you?
Great. We're glad you've joined us here on Channel 26 in Milpitas, where we get out and about and learn a little bit more about our community, who the people are around town, and we have someone we'd like to introduce to you today, who's, I think, a fixture in Milpitas. Some people may recognize him. Other people may not. They're going to learn.
Actually, he's a friend of ours.
Yes,
in
he
our
is.
Rotary Club. I'd like to introduce John Jay of
Hello.
Best Marine on Main Street.
Thank you. Welcome to my store.
Thank you very much. Whoa, and you've got lots of stuff going on here, I can tell. So.
Well, it's adult toys. That's what this is.
Well, John, let's start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe your background, what brought you into this business, and maybe to Milpitas.
Well, I was born in Wisconsin, moved to Illinois, and a friend of mine asked me to do him a favor. He owned a marina, and he asked me to help him in his boat business. And I took a liking to it, and that was in 1971, and I've been doing it ever since. I moved to California with my wife and our two children in 1979. I opened my own business in 1983, and I have been in this valley with my own business since then, and in 6 different spots. Until I bought this place in Milpitas, I moved my business every 3 years into different cities.
So you've been here at this location for how long?
Since January 1st of 1996.
Nice.
Yeah.
Terrific. So a little bit more than a decade. Well,
Yes.
We're glad to have you, and you've really, brought a lot to Milpitas, other than your business, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But what was it about Milpitas that made you select this as the location for your business, and what keeps you here?
Well, the thing that keeps me here is the people. The people in this community have welcomed me, including the police department and the government. They've been very proactive in the business community to help me feel welcome and make it as easy as possible to do business. The other 5 places in different cities, they were almost anti-business.
Wow.
And my Rotary Club membership has really been one of my anchors of why I come here. I travel from Santa Cruz County to come here, and until I get out of the boat business, I am not planning on moving at all. I'm very happy here.
You've got a monopoly out here. I think you're the only show in town. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm the only boat
Okay,
store.
then tell the folks what you do, what kind of service you provide, and give us a rundown of what you're doing over here.
Okay, I do not sell boats. What I do is I have the ability to keep people who have boats running and on the water. And if you think about it, a boat is something that you take to the water and you enjoy. A person who owns a boat generally works very hard and doesn't want to work on it, so what I try and do is keep it running for them so that when they do take their family on the water, they don't have problems and it's a very enjoyable experience.
Good. So, does boat ownership, does that entail a lot of maintenance for folks?
Well, that is a good question, and the reason is it used to be so. It is not anymore. The products that I sell, my Evinrude motors, are getting so dependable now and take so little maintenance in comparison to years ago that it's actually cost me business, and it's made it more pleasurable for my customers.
Okay, well that's a good. I knew ahead of time that you were an Evinrude dealer, right? Okay.
Yes.
So folks can come in here and buy a new motor from you, or a refurbished, or how does that work under your contract with the Evinrude?
Well, it's similar to a car company where I buy their product and display it and sell it. I go, my people and myself go to their schools, we do the training, and we stick generally to the things we sell, the franchises we have, so that we don't get into some problem that we can't fix. If I have a problem with an Evinrude motor, instantly I can get on the phone. They will help me with it over the phone. Or if it really is unusual, which rarely happens, but every once in a while it does, they'll send somebody here and make sure that my customer is fixed right.
Oh, terrific. So now, do you deal just with outboard motors or inboards, or what's the range of the service
sound like
you do?
You know a lot about the business. Do you have a boat, Todd?
No, I have the best boat possible. I've got a friend with a boat.
Well, we do work on inboards, in the ski boats like the Master Carryoffs and the West and the stern drives also. But one of our primary things is to sell these Evinrudes and service them. That's probably 60% of my business. But we do take in anything that's from 1980 to now that can be towed in. We don't do on-water service, or we don't travel for service. We do it all right here.
Okay, so let's talk about some challenges. What do you see? What are some of the challenges that you find in the boat repair business that you're in?
The economy obviously is the biggest one. In 2007, there were 10 boat dealers in this area. Things got so bad now there's only 2. At the same time, there were 10 shops that did similar to what I do. Now there's only 3, and that's in this valley, and there's 2.5 million people here. And so it really impacted our business. The boating business in the United States went down 70% since 2007. It's starting to come back a little bit, and I hope it comes back for everybody, but that's where we're at now. The other thing is that, like I said, they're making the motors so dependable I can't fix them because they don't break. But it is an interesting thing that the technology on these motors is so much different than it was just even 10 years ago. These alloys they use are stuff that they produce from NASA, and they deal with quality, durability, and reliability, and that's their main focus. And I'll tell you, I used to sell other brands, and I stopped, and because they're working so good for me, I don't need anything else.
Okay. Well, talk about dependability. I mean, you've been in this business for a long time, so you must enjoy it. What is it that really you like about being in the boat business? What are the best parts of that?
And the rewards.
Oh, well, the rewards, I'm my own boss. Maybe I'm not employable. So that's one of the things. But the thing about it is it's a family sport. You can teach any child that you have the really life experiences and the things they need in boating. As an example, you tell your kid, go clean their room. They go, yeah, and they go play with their computer. But if you say to them, if you want to go skiing with me on Saturday, we have to clean the boat and get it ready. And they'll say, oh, yeah, let's go clean the boat. Another thing that people do is, well, your allowance won't cover that ski you want, so you better put a little bit of it aside. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is that you can teach a child, before he gets in a car, how to drive a car when you're sitting there with him, because a boat is like a car. In that it'll go way faster than he ever did walking, running, or on a bicycle. So if you take a child that's responsible and in your care at 14 and teach him how to drive a boat, when he gets to 16 and he goes out on his own, it's much more experience on his part, and he doesn't have problems with it.
Let me ask you, you mentioned children. Children must be near and dear to your heart. You do a fishing day with our Milpitas Rotary Club for youngsters here in the city. Why don't you tell the folks what that is, what you do, and actually maybe the event date that's coming up?
Yeah, that probably after I retire is going to be one of those things that I take away as one of the most the things I'm proudest of what I've done. And what we do is we take the children from the 4th grade of Rose Elementary School every year, the same class, 4th grade, and we take them to the pond at Ed Levin Park. The Rotary Club stocks the pond with fish, and we partner with the police department and the fire department to do fishing buddies with them, where we teach the kids how to cast at the lake. Then we fish with them, having the police and the fire department help the kids, and then at noon we do a lunch. And that has been going on since, Todd, you started it before I got here in 1996, and I've been carrying the torch for it ever since. Yeah. Todd.
Well, John, you took it over and you perfected the event. I got it started. You actually made it work. So, but the other part that's neat about that folks ought to know is that that really is the culmination of what the kids have been doing in school in terms of watershed ecology, the life cycles of aquatic life, and those sort of things. And so that event's a hands-on piece of the curriculum that they have in school as well.
That's exactly right, because one of the things we do is we go into the school the week before the event. We talk to the children about it. We talk to them about responsibility, ethics, safety, how to do things like that, and make them aware that the water that hits the ground from rain goes into those ponds, and eventually they drink it. And they have to be responsible for that water, because they are going to be the stewards of the environment after we're long gone.
All right,
Sure.
You mentioned fish. When I think of fish, I think of fish tales, fish stories. But do you have any interesting, maybe one little quick 30-second story you can tell us, interesting, with a customer, maybe? It might be funny or that happened here. Might throw you off guard, or if I am, that's okay.
Hey, nothing comes to mind on my customers. The fishing tales that we do with the fish with the children, boy, that really strikes me.
I know they write little episodes of their.
We have a contest that we do for the children, and one of the things is we have a sponsorship with Evinrude. They give every child that comes there a T-shirt and a hat, and they sponsor the awards for the fishtail, and the children write whatever they want, and it got so popular that I wrote to the White House, and Michelle Obama sent me an email back congratulating our 3 winners from a year and a half ago. And I think that was probably one of my proudest moments, because she recognized the literacy as an important thing to do, and she responded to me. So I was kind of amazed and proud of that.
That'll work.
Well, that's been a neat event that you really have helped to make a part of our community, and that event for kids to come out to, but families enjoy that as well. And so, thanks for giving back part of yourself to the community and the kids. Your business has been a big part of our community as well.
Retirement plans?
Well,
Do you want to share that or not share with that?
sure. My plan was to retire at 70. I'm now 70 and a half. So much for plans. The economy put me behind. My long-term plan is to keep working as long as I'm healthy. And also, I would like, after all these years, to sell my business to my best worker, Mr. Van, and he could carry it on from there. But because of the way the economy is, I don't feel a new business could start in the boating and survive for the first 2 years until the economy picks up. So we are both sort of hanging in there month to month until that happens.
Well, we're glad to have you here as part of Milpitas, and you are a service-oriented person and serving the community. I mean, I don't have a boat, but if I did, I certainly would know where to get my boat serviced.
Well, I know my friend does, so and he comes in here. So
After you break it. Right?
that's right.
So you can vouch for that. I think we're ready to close. John, thank you so much for coming. We're coming. We came to you. In fact, we've got a little T-shirt to give you, which has got the logo, Valley Homes on TV, and a special Milpitas edition T-shirt that you can wear in pride. And then you'll also be seeing yourself on Channel 26.
Thank you very much.
We appear on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. in local cable TV here in Milpitas.
And can I say one thing?
Yes.
I invite everybody that's watching this to get involved in some kind of service work. It is one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do, and you take a few minutes, you'll always have time to do it. It's a lifetime experience. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks, John. Appreciate you being our guest. And
I loved it.
terrific.
Through the years, trends and styles may come and go, but the important things remain the same. Generation after generation, consistently there, creating moments and memories to last a lifetime. Like a true friend, the national parks have always been there for you, and now you can be there for them. Support the National Park Foundation and help protect America's treasured places.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Valley Homes on TV. This is Debbie Giordano along with Todd Flesner, and we're here to give you kind of a bird's eye view of what the market wrap-up looks like for the month of January 2013.
It's been an interesting time in the real estate market here locally, hasn't it?
It has. Well, Happy New Year, first of all, if I didn't
Yeah.
say that. But we've been in the news at the strong year for job growth. How, that's just that was last week's San Jose Mercury News. So tell me, how does that factor into what's going on with loans and interest rates and the stability of the market right now?
Well, yeah, Silicon Valley, we're really leading the country out of the slowdown, the economic slowdown. And jobs is an important piece of that because, when people have the confidence that their job is going to be there, when we see job growth and new jobs coming in, it makes that step of buying a new home and taking on that responsibility of a mortgage that much easier. And so it really is, I think, added to the demand that's out there currently for people who want to get into housing, either buying their first home or a move-up home. So I think you're probably seeing that in terms of the foot traffic in open houses.
Talked about that, yeah, the deal that 2 weeks ago in the open house, townhouse in Milpitas, had 60-plus groups in just on one day. So
And that's way up from what it has been.
right.
So I think that jobs growth piece of it really, is part of that the whole picture that we see in terms of people feeling much better about the housing market.
Do you want me to talk about the housing market now, and then
Please, let's.
San Jose Mercury also on what's the date of this article? Thursday, January 17th. Housing prices surge in Bay Area. I mean, it's just all over the news, and that is so true. So I'll give you some just some real quick statistics. In November of 2011, we had an average home price in Milpitas of $493,000, a median price of $458,000, and that rose, believe it or not, November 2012, average price home $650,000.
My goodness.
And at median price $620,000. I mean, I knew it was about $100,000. I didn't know it was that huge. The condominium market, we're seeing the same. The $309,000 for an average price in 2011. Of November, and $283,000 for a median price, and that's now at $325,000 for an average price, and $351,000 for a median price.
Okay. And those are November numbers, so that tends to be kind of the end of the selling season, if you will.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I'll be able to report out next month, and it'll be interesting to see what December and January is going to hold for us.
Right. So now, is it true that kind of in terms of the season for selling homes, there's a little bit of a break over the holidays, and then once Super Bowl hits,
yes,
that's when we start back running again in terms of seeing more homes on the market?
And Todd, the other reason why we're seeing such a dramatic price increase is inventory is so low right now. So it is a seller's market. Mm-hmm. They're able to command their price, and they're able to get financing. So.
Well, and I heard earlier this week something like only 400 or something like that single-family homes in all of Santa Clara Valley
that might be
on the market.
Yeah, in Milpitas, we're down to like 36 listings, I think, pending listings at this time, which is about a third of the total inventory. It should be about this time of year.
And so that means increased competition for folks who are trying to get into the market.
Yes. Before we drop the ball over to you to talk about interest rates, I want to tell you Milpitas made the news. In San Jose Mercury News, they talked about the Milpitas neighborhood market and what a great place it is to live, work, and play. And it talks about population. The median household income is $85,000 in our city. Rental prices, median age is 36 years of age for age. Median household size 3.72. We have 25 plus parks, and they literally talk about Milpitas being a hidden secret here.
Oh,
so it's
terrific.
right here in the San Jose Mercury.
Well, so if folks miss that in the Merc, I'm sure that they could email you, and you'd be happy to send them a copy of that.
That article, absolutely.
Terrific, because I think that's good information for folks who are thinking about making Milpitas their home.
Right. Well, let's talk about financing.
Well, the interest rate market continues to be super low. We're at or near record lows in terms of interest rates. So that is fabulous. It makes homes affordable. Refinancing activity is very, very brisk these days. There's been a bit of news, or you'll be hearing news about something called a QM, which is a qualified mortgage, which is a part of some of the mortgage reform work that's been going on and legislation passed under the Dodd-Frank Act. Dodd-Frank created something called the CFPB, the Consumer Finance Protection Board. And so their role is really to look out for the best interest of consumers as it comes to financing. And so the qualified mortgage is a part of that. And so loans now need to meet some certain sort of requirements. So you're not going to see things like neg-am loans or interest-only loans readily available any longer. So we're going to be.
I think that's a good thing.
It is. Those neg-am loans are some of the ones that really got folks into trouble. They weren't really well understood by people. Those are the ones with the low teaser rates, and behind the scenes had a higher interest rate. And a
lot of folks lost their homes.
They did. They were very costly. So those you won't see those any longer. Okay. The other thing with qualified mortgage. They make sure that you have the ability to repay. So you must be able to demonstrate the ability to repay. So that does away with things like the stated income loans, again, which were a problem in the mortgage implosion. So those couple of features are important there. The other thing that's going to happen with a qualified mortgage is the debt to income ratio is being pulled back a little bit to 43%. We've
Wow.
been at 45.
Okay.
And so it's so the requirements for financing are going to get a little bit tighter.
Are you finding it harder for your clients, or are they still able to?
Well, it's on the horizon, that qualified mortgage, so it's just around the corner here. So, it might be a good time, folks, if folks are thinking about refinancing and things are a little bit tight for them, it might be a good time to check into that before some of those guidelines really are imposed on us.
And again, if the folks have questions, I'm sure that they can email you and.
Absolutely, yeah. New email address is T Flesner, so that's my first initial T and FLESNER at gmwest.com.
Okay. And then any questions here about? Were you done with that issue?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about the show or this information on the Milpitas area? You can email me at Giordano DJ. That's GIORDANO DJ at AOL.com.
Terrific, and good to see everybody here on the show again. And please let us know. Give us your feedback. If you have any places you'd like us to visit, we'd love to hear about that too.
Yeah, great. Thanks for watching Valley Homes on TV.